Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Motivation Monday. It is your girl, Kimberly Reese Mensa. How y'all doing? Guess where I am? Guess, can you tell? I am at Great Wolf Lodge in Mason, Ohio. So here's the deal. I have a lot to tell y'all. But before we get into it, you know what we do. You know what we do. Bam! It's Duncan. Yes, I have drunk it already. So here at Great Wolf Lodge, they actually have a Dunkin'. So I had no excuse as to not get my Dunkin' this time. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Okay, so I've already drank it, so I'm not going to drink it with you. So this is going to be a quick video. I'm taking a minute to chill out. So we have been here. This is day 3 that we've been here. Long story short, again, I always go into detail about what I've done for the weekend. This weekend was full. So if you guys kind of know the demographic of Cincinnati, the greater Ohio area, I'm in Mason and I'm at Great Wolf Lodge. So Great Wolf Lodge is, again, on the cusp of Mason, Ohio and Mainville, not too far from Lebanon. This is a fresh face, guys. No makeup today. No makeup today. And so I'm here. So what brought me here initially was, so we come here all the time. But we hadn't come in a long, long time. Shout out to my girl Tiffany Ware for my earrings. You see that? My queen earrings. Shout out to Tiffany Ware, glamporter.com. And so we come here often, and there's an organization called Our Tribe that I was introduced to by someone. They've only been around for 2 years, so they're fairly new. And I was introduced to this organization by someone who follows me on Facebook and who has a child in a Sycamore school district. And she said, you know, hey, are you familiar with Our Tribe? You should join, be a part of it. And it is an organization that's similar to what we do. However, their target demographic is specifically the African-American community and those families on the autism spectrum. So great organization. So far from what I've seen, it seems like a great organization. I came because I knew we needed a last hurrah before going back to school for Kalela. She doesn't go back till the 29th. So everybody else has gone back around us, but Sycamore went back later. And I think one of the reasons they went back later is because there's a lot of construction going on our district. So in different school buildings. So it gave us a little minute to, you know, have oh, I got some bubbles. Oh, nice effects for me. See the bubbles? There's a little girl over here. I don't know if you can see her. She's got a lot of bubbles going on, a lot of bubbles. So I get some bubbles today. So anyway, so this is kind of the last hurrah. I said, you know what, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go to Great Wolf. And we came on Saturday. So we've been here. This is day 3. We ended up staying over for a couple of nights. I got a good rate online. They had a promotion going on. I said, let's take advantage of that and just stay here. And none of us had anywhere to go. I didn't have to work this weekend for anything. So this weekend consisted of coming here for an event in the conference center. It was really nice. I'll show you guys the videos and pictures of that. And then our organization was able to provide their gift bags. Hello, who's watching? Say hi to me. I can't see you. So we provided lots and lots of nice things for them. Household stuff, personal items for them to take with them for their, we served 40 families. So excited about that. And very happy about that. So with that being said, we did that. Then we came here to the water park. Now, mind you, I had to sing at church this Sunday. I had to be there at 6 a.m. Hello to everybody's coming in. Say hi to me. I can't see you, but you can see me, but I can see you in. Can't see who you are. So I had to be at work. I had to be at church at 6 a.m. And guess where it is? Right across the street. So when I tell you it was just perfect timing, I said, okay, guess what? That weekend, I got to be at church at 6. It's right across the street. We're going to stay. So we ended up staying for a couple of days. So did that. church was phenomenal. Sang that morning, phenomenal. Came back here to Great Wolf. Came back and swam with the kids, you know, and then went back. Well, I took a nap. Swam, went back to church that night for WOBE, which stands for when ordinary becomes extraordinary. That was freaking awesome. Oh, it was awesome. And came back here, swam again, ate and slept, right? So starting the day over again. And again, the last hurrah, we had to take Sanford back. He had to go to work. So he went to work. And so the girls and I are still here kind of hanging out. So, and my son Kellen was here with us on Saturday as well, and his staff. So it worked out great for everyone. And guess what? Today is first day of school, for classes, for my college courses. So yes, I went back to school again. And what is wrong with me? I have so much on my plate, but it was something that I wanted to finish, something I wanted to complete to get yet another degree in the same arena. It's more of a certification, but it's a 2-year program. So I will be pretty busy for 2 years, and with that and with everything else that's on my plate. So yeah, guys, that was my weekend. Shout out to those who went to the Black Film Reunion here in Cincinnati. I didn't get to go this year, but I lived vicariously through your posts and saw the parade and saw some of the performances. And shout out to Tracy Artists again for taking over that and making it a success again this year. And the parade this year looked really great. Central State, they marched and it was so nice. I got to see it virtual. I got to watch it. It was nice. So yeah, so that is what's happening with my weekend. That's what I did. Again, today is Monday and today is work day / be mommy day. I'm sitting here in got my swimsuit on in case I decide to go back swimming. But I'm going to be sitting here with my laptop and I'm going to be doing my online classes. So as a matter of fact, there's a couple of places over here I'm going to perch. There's another up at an upper level. I don't know if you guys can see the upper level. There is a nice couch up there. Right here, this level is where Duncan is. And it's, again, if you've not been here, it's a great place. I'll show you guys the water park as well. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. That's been my weekend. Now, just the facts, ma'am. It's time for just the facts, ma'am. So let me get my other phone. And you know how we do. I like to have all the information done. If I give you information, it's real information. So it's a lot that's been going on in our world. A whole lot that's been going on. Let me pull up my notes. Whole lot's going on. Hold on 1 second, guys. Here we go. So we've got the situation. So let's talk about the student loan forgiveness program. For me, that's kind of huge because I've just invested in my education again. And those of you who know, who've been to school before, it ain't been that much too long before I paid off my old student loan. It ain't been that much longer. So I'm doing it all over again. It is what it is. So what has happened is that Biden has wiped out $39 billion in debt under the IDR program. So pretty much it is not the actual loan. It's the interest that is being targeted here. So I really love it. It says thousands of Americans are having their balances wiped clean thanks to the updates of the U.S. Department of Education. I think that's a great idea in that if the problem with, and I think there's a dilemma going back and forth. You know, we're not talking, let me say this. I want to make sure this is not political. I want to make sure, again, this is just the facts, ma'am. I want to make sure it's not a political commentary here because that's not what it is. But I will say this, over the years, and I think if you have already paid, like myself, some of us have already paid our student loans off. If you've had student loans, you've had paid student loans, you know that it's the interest that really kicks you in the butt. It's the interest. And I think having the interest, somewhat forgiven are, you know, kind of wiped clean. I think it's a great thing, especially for parents that have multiple kids in school and in college. It makes a huge difference, right? So shout out to Biden for that. I mean, you know, I don't know. People have their thoughts about him and the government, whatever. But I will say this, you know, again, I never put my personal opinion about politics on my page. I will not, or on my channel. And by the way, if you don't follow me, please follow me on, if you don't like, subscribe and share and follow me. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. Okay, please do that. So that is one thing that I think is, you know, somewhat some good news in my opinion. What else are we talking about? Something happened with Carnival Cruise. How many of you guys take cruises? I want to know how many of you guys take cruises, because there has been some issues with these cruises lately. What's going on with that? Carnival had an issue with the cruise. Let's see what else is on my list here. Let's talk about going back to school. If you have kids that are back to school, it is imperative that you get contact, especially if you have a child that is on an IEP and they take medication. Connect with your nurse, your school nurse. I can't stress that. Like, I cannot stress that. I'm getting ahead of myself because I want to talk about some school tips, but I'm getting ahead of myself. But again, let me stay online. Apparently there's been some issues with some parents who the medication wasn't given correctly, or there was a child who got sick because the medication wasn't given correctly at school. You got to make sure that that is done. Make sure you know what, remember that when you have a child in IEP or you have a child in school, you are part of a team. And if you don't feel like you're a part of a team, you need to connect your administrators in your building and have a meeting, and you call the team meeting. That's what I do. I am that kind of parent. I'm very, very involved and very, you know, focused on that. And I'm like, hey, we need to have a conversation. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. We're a team. I believe in the Paideia approach when it comes to education. So I just implore you or suggest that you do that. Let's see what else is on. Jamie Foxx is doing well. Shout out to Jamie Foxx. He's on the recovery, looking great. We still don't know what happened with him. And those of you who, there are a lot of people who follow me who get SNAP benefits, right? So it's important that you understand what the differences is with what your benefits look like. So what's happening with that is there's modifications that are being changed. So pretty much what's happening is if you are a person who is 50 years old or older and you are receiving SNAP benefits, you need to check with your, I guess they call them case managers or whatever. I think that's what they still call them. And find out what the exemptions are, because, or if you are not getting it, and say you're at a situation where you're 50 plus and you don't have an income. The qualifications are now changing because a lot of people do not have income, or you do work and your income is limited, right? So that's something to look into. So there are some changes in that as well. What else? Southwest Airlines is having issues again. You know, we won't get into that. And yeah, that's kind of it that I wanted to speak with you guys about. Excited about UC has a new building. Excited about that. So yeah, so we are kind of caught up. Oh, my last one. I think I talked about this last week, but Joe Mixon got a, he was, what's the word I want to use? He was indicted. So it says Cincinnati Bengals star Joe Mixon declined Sunday to talk about the results of the aggravated menacing case at training camp after he was found not guilty of the charge, and added that he would not only speak to specific outlets. So apparently he was charged, but was not found guilty of menacing. So I guess the issue was someone's at his home. There was an issue with some family members there. There was somebody at his house. He was he pulled his gun out and threatened to shoot him or something to that effect. And that's where they got the aggravating menacing from. So it says, basically, on Thursday, Mixon was found not guilty of aggravated menacing, stemming from a traffic dispute in January. Hampton County, Ohio, municipal judge Gwen Bender acquitted Mixon of the charge after a 4-day bench trial. So, pretty much, so here's what happens. And those of you know, I have been in this situation. I work with athletes. I've worked with high-profile athletes in the past. I've gone to court with them on many occasions. A lot of stuff you don't see on the media because, there was a bargain between the prosecutor and the attorney and you didn't hear about it, or it was a whole nother situation that you just, it just wasn't newsworthy, right? So it's happened quite a bit. And I have really good attorneys that have worked with my guys. I have one really good attorney in particular who's worked with my guys in the past. So what happens with high profile athletes is they're newsworthy. Like, you're going to hear about them. It could be something very small, minor, and sure enough, it's going to make the news. So had it been just Joe Schmo and not Joe Mixon, you wouldn't have heard about it. So, but it doesn't make the situation any better. So with that being said, guys, today is Motivation Monday. Hold on one second. My auntie is calling me. I'll call her back. So with that being said, today's Motivation Monday. I decided that my Motivation Monday thought for today is, in the midst of everything that we deal with, in the midst of chaos, find your center and find peace, right? So I did one video already about choosing joy. So let me get to the subject at hand and tell you why I came to that conclusion. Let me text my auntie, tell her I will call her right back. Let me text her. So there's this thing called ageism. And we've talked about ageism before, right? And one of the things that concerns me is, I'll call you right back. One of the things that concerns me about ageism is it's a thing. But if you don't want to deal with a person that is in a certain age bracket and you prefer to deal with a particular age demographic, but you're a leader in an organization, you still have to do something with them. I'm being vague because I'm being vague purposely because I don't want to call out a particular group or organization. But let me just say this. I believe that there comes a point to where we have to look at people, especially if they're vibrant, if they've got energy, if they're hyper, whatever the case may be, that you don't push them aside, right? You don't make them feel they're unimportant. So I am probably the most hyper 50-year-old you've ever met. I still have a child that's 16, just turned 16. I have a younger husband. I have lots of energy and lots of vibrancy in me. And I'm not done yet, right? It is important that our leaders understand that there is a place for people that have energy and have vibrance and have knowledge and wisdom. There's a place for that person. So sorry about that. I'm back. That was my husband. I got to answer him. So I just want to implore you, if you are a leader in an organization, at a corporation, at a ministry, at a place of business, and you have someone who has gifts, who is has lots of energy, who has wisdom and knowledge and still look good, use them. Use them. Find a place for them. Make it a point to find a place for them. Don't push them aside. Make it a place to find a place for them. And still remember that they have a lot to offer and they have a lot to give. Don't push them aside. Don't just use them when there's nobody else there. Use them for what they offer and what they bring to the table, because there's still a lot of life left in them. Especially when when I'm saying this, I'm talking specifically middle-aged people who are 35, say 35 to 60. I guess that's middle age. Don't count them out. Okay. Remember to use them. Remember you still have responsibility as a leader to develop them and to help them to thrive. And say they're starting over. They may have left a corporation or job and like, you know what? I'm doing something new. It's your responsibility, if you are over them, to help them find that spot or that strength, that gift they have to offer. Okay. So guys, that being said, on this Monday Motivation Day, Motivation Monday, I want to implore you that don't count out the elderly. Don't count out the middle age. Don't count out the youth. Don't count them out either. But remember, as a leader, if you are in a leadership position, it is your job to develop. It's your job to help. It's your job to nurture. Okay. All right, guys. I love you so much, Reese's Pieces. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll talk to you next time. Okay. Bye.